Welcome to howtopam, LibreCad tutorials, and we're going to carry on our title block. We had actually we'll close this drawing and we'll open our title block. That's this one right here, and we just finished drawing the bottom here. Now it's not quite all in the frame here, so let's go to view. Okay, or we can actually go to view here to auto zoom, or we can just do it here. Okay, auto zoom right there, or of course you can use the keyboard commands. Okay, so we're going to put our top block in here, and we'll do it on the same layer. Okay, so what we've got here is we have dimensions for an A4 paper, and in red we have the dimensions for an A3 paper, which is larger, and we're going to be using the larger paper on ours. We're using an A3 on our drawing, so we'll need the red dimensions here. So the first dimension is going to be 325 mils from our zero line over, and we are 287 tall, but we're going to be -8. So we're going to be 279 tall. So let's start with our first line. We can type line. We'll go right up to the top. 287 for our first point. And our next point will be 325 and 279. Okay, right there. You see it popped up here? Now, we can just go over here, but we have to set our horizontal snap first, okay? So let's take free snap off. Let's snap on entity, and let's go horizontal snap, and right there, okay? Let's right click, get off of that, and right click again. Now, to make it a little bit larger for ourselves, we can take this window here. Well, maybe we won't. We'll continue. Well, let's see where the next line goes here. Okay, we just did this main line in here, so we're building this kind of upside down. So the next line is 4 mils, so it'll be the first mark will be 4 mils. Okay, different. So we can go with the line again, and the first point is going to be this, actually 325 and 283. Okay, and then snap over and right click, and we've got it there. Okay, so now our next line is this one here, and that's at 334 over. Okay, 334 over. So we want to be 334 over on the 279 mil line. Okay, so let's up arrow key, line, up arrow key, 325 over. We want to be 334 over. 334 and 279. That'll be the first point, and we'll set the vertical snap and we snap on the first line there. Okay? Okay, the next one is going to be 378 over and 279, which is 8 less than 287. So we're going to be 78 over and 279 to set our first point. Okay, up arrow key, line, up arrow key, let's just check that number again, 378. Okay, so we're 378 over and 279, and our next point with the vertical set is snapped right there. Right click and we're done there. Now I believe we got one more point, and one more point is this one right here, and that's 394 and 279. So let's up arrow key, line, 394 and 279, enter, and that's right there, and up to the next one, and we're finished. There we go, the top title block in there. Okay, we have our top title block, and let's just save that now. Okay, and that's all on the one drawing. Now the next thing we want to do, now that we've got that block in, is we need text in there. Okay, so we're going to have to put our text attributes in there so that it looks something like this. Okay, so in order to put text in there, let's go ahead and create a layer called attributes. Okay, and the attributes are fine with the continuous line, and we may change the weight, and the color in black is fine, black and white. Okay, so let's just leave that there, and there's our lap. Let's save that with an extra layer, and we're on our attributes there. Okay, so what we can do now to get these attributes in place is we can actually let's take this zoom window and let's take a chunk of that and make that a little larger. Right click to get off the zoom window. Okay, let's find the middle of this line first. Okay, so here we have 325 to here, and 325 from 410 is actually 85. So the middle of that line would be 42 and a half plus 325 is 67 and a half. Okay, so let's make a line for a construction line. Let's go, the first line is 367.5 and 287 tall. Okay, let's enter that, and you'll see that's the center there. Okay, so now we can come down on the vertical, turn the vertical on, and come down. Okay, there is the center. Now let's go ahead and put our text in there. Okay, now if you look at our text there, we have different style texts, but it's all centered in the boxes pretty much, right? And these wordings, first one is revision, then we have abbreviated revision, description, date, and approval. So let's go and get some text. This is our text here. Okay, so this is a Romans S text. You'll notice in here there's different texts. There's a C, and they're different sizes and different shapes. We have Romans S here. So let's just choose that. Here's a height of 1. We'll know what that's like once we set it. This is centered all the way around. Okay, this is top center, bottom center, left, right. Okay, we're going to go center all the way around. And let's just write our text in here. And let's do capitals. Okay, so we have revision in there. Let's say okay to that. Get our text. We noticed our text was a little small, so let's make the height 2. And we've already set this up center and center. So let's say okay. And there is our text. Okay, right click on that. And there's our text in there. Okay, so let's make that a little bigger. Let's zoom in. Okay, let's slide it over here. And you'll notice we have a line there that we don't require any longer. So let's make it big enough here that we can actually take a section of that. You see that line there? The construction line. Let's just highlight it and push the delete key. Okay, let's go back to the previous view. Okay. Okay, there's our revision. Now, in here we'd like revision as well, but again, we're going to have to know the center of that. So we'll have to put a line in there for us. So let's have a look here. So we're going to go half of 9 is 4.5. So we're going to be 329.5 millimeters. Okay, so we're going to put a construction line in. We're going to go LI, and we're going to be 329.5 and 287. Okay, and we'll just click that on there. Okay, now while we got the lines going, we should add another one. Okay, so let's have a look at the next one for the next box. The next box was 334 to 378. That's a total of 48 and 6, a total of 54. So half of 54 is 27. 27 mils with 334 is 3. So let's do the line 356 and 287. That's the center. Okay? Now we've got a couple more to center. Let's put a couple more lines in center here. This is 378 and that's 94. So 78 to 94 is 16, right? Half of 16 is 8. 378 and 8 is 386. Okay? So let's go with 386 and 287. And there's the center there. One more center line. Okay. And we know that that is also 410 to 94. 394 is 16. So we want to be 8 off of 410. That's 402 to center. Okay. So let's go 402 and 287. And there we go. Okay, those are our center lines. Now, we want revision in here. Let's have a look at what we need. We want revision, description, date, and approved. Okay? So we're going to have revision in here. So let's go to our text. Now, we don't need to keep going over here. We can right click because we've already used it. So here's a little menu. Okay. So what we're going to do, we're just going to use revision. Okay? And we're going to keep everything the same. The height and the centered. Now we're going to have to get rid of that vertical snap. And right click. Okay. Now, the next one is description. So let's go and get Mtext again and let's write okay, and we'll leave everything as it is. Snap on middle is set. I kind of missed that a little bit. Let's undo that. Let's go get that again. There's description. Okay. I've got snap on middle set there. And there we go. Okay. Now the next one is date. Okay, so let's right mouse click, pull up Mtext, put date. Okay, we use all these other attributes the same. Snap on middle here. Okay, it's the only thing we're using. And we have our middle line there. Okay, sometimes the text disappears, but get your cursor where you want and click it and it will reappear. Okay, so let's go with Mtext again and we want attribute. Okay, and again you'll notice that our attributes is a little large there. Okay, so that's okay. We'll set her where we want. Okay, we're over the line here, you can see. So what we'll do is let's change the properties of that. Okay, let's go to properties. Okay, here it tells us, click on those properties, there's attributes, and we got a height of 2, and we're Romans here. Let's go with 1.5 in there. Let's see what that does, and it fits nice. Okay, let's right click to release that. Let's highlight these lines, center lines. Okay, and let's delete them. Okay, push the delete key on your keyboard and they're gone. Now let's save that. Okay, let's save our work. Let's bring this here back to a auto zoom here where we can see this here bottom box, and we will begin to put our text in there. But the first thing we need to do is maybe put our center lines on. So what we'll do is let's zoom a window here. Okay, let's take that window. Okay, right click to get rid of that. Let's put some center lines in there so that we know where center are on these things. And then we will, you remember the border here, the bottom of our line is 410 long. Okay, so we know that when we're putting our line in, as long as we get the first line here, we can find center. And there is our center line there. Okay, we've got all of our center lines in there. Now we can shrink that back down. Okay, and we can go ahead and look at what we need to say. There we go. First one is logo. Okay, so let's start with our Mtext. We still right mouse click, M properties, and let's go with logo. Okay, that would be a place for your logo. Let's do centers here. Okay, say okay to that, and you can see it's very small there. Okay, so let's get rid of the vertical. Let's go with free snap. Okay, and there it is there. Now it's way too small, so let's go to properties here. Let's click on that, and let's take it to a 6 maybe, and say okay to that. That's still too small. Let's do it again to 12 maybe. Say okay to that, and that looks pretty good. Okay, right click on that to get rid of the properties. Let's move it up a little bit here. Let's see what we've got here. The next one is note and note. Okay, so let's right click, take Mtext. Let's go to note and a height of 2. We'll try that. Okay, again, 2 is not going to work for us. Let's go to properties. Let's select that. Cancel. To properties. let's select that, and let's go to 6, and that's too big. Let's select it. Let's go back to 5, and that's okay. Let's select the other one down below. Let's also go to 5, and okay. There we go. Note and note. Okay. Now, what we can do here, let's get rid of the properties by right-clicking. Let's zoom this window in here a little bit. Okay, let's get rid of the zoom. We notice I'm a little out here. Let's set these up a little bit. Let's go to move. Okay, it's telling me to select the unit to move. We're going to move this. Okay, and we're going to press enter on the keyboard. Select a reference point. We'll select the dot that's there, and then we move it down a little bit till it's centered, and click. Delete the original. Okay, and we can we can go to select here and deselect. Okay, now let's move the other one a little bit. Let's go to move. Let's select the unit to move. Okay, press the enter on the enter key. Select a reference point, that little dot on center. Okay, and just move it up by moving the mouse a bit. Click again, delete the original. Okay, now go here and deselect that. Okay, there we go. Now this is done, this one here, so we can click this center line and press the delete key, and we don't need that. Okay, let's go back up here to auto zoom. Okay, and get back into the picture. Now let's set up these here. And what are they? We've got project and title. Okay, so let's right click, let's grab Mtext, let's go with project. Okay, and 2 is not enough. Let's go with 6 on that one. Okay, okay, there we are. The next one is title. Okay, so let's select Mtext. Let's do title, and 6 will be fine. Okay, okay, moving along here. Now we're going to have these 3 bars. Okay, so what do we got there? We've got maybe blow that up a little bit here. See if you can. Okay, if you can see it there, we have size and size. Size in small and size in big. And drawing file and file. Okay, so let's go with what we have is, let's open this up so you can see a bit bigger. We'll do a window zoom here. Okay, let's put size in here and then size bigger here, because you will change the large size and leave the small size in there. Okay, so first of all, let's bring in the Mtext and let's write size. Okay, and size at 6 is going to be too large. We know that, so let's go with a 2 for starters. Okay, and let's put that right in there. Okay, now let's bring Mtext up again, and let's just change that size to 3. Okay, and let's put that in there. Okay, that way when you're editing this, you will edit the attributes and you will take out size and put your size numbers there, but this size will stay. Okay, now we have drawing title and title. Okay, so let's go here and bring up Mtext, and let's put drawing abbreviated. Okay, drawing title, and let's go with a 2 on that, and let's put that over here. I didn't mean to do that. Let's go back and do that again and say okay, but I'm going to have to take off the middle snap. Okay, and let's put that right there. Okay, now we can snap the middle back on. Okay, and let's bring in our drawing title, and let's take that out, and let's make it a 6. Okay, and let's look at our picture again. Over here we've got scale and name and revision over here. So let's do a revision. Okay, we'll do revision in here. So let's bring up Mtext, and let's put REV, and let's make it just a 2 for in here. And let's bring it up again for the editable attribute, and let's make it a 3, and we'll put it in there. Okay, now we've got the bottom line here. Okay, so what do we need on the bottom? Let's have a look. We have scale here and then name. Okay, so let's bring up Mtext, and let's put scale, and let's do a 2 size. Okay, let's get rid of some of these lines because they're messing us up. Let's take that one out and this one out. Let's make sure we can do that. Yeah, scale. Okay, the next one is name, so let's hit the delete key now. There, those are gone. Now we need this one. I'm sorry, I'm going to move this. Okay, so I want to go and take move, select the entity to move, hit the enter key, select the point. Okay, now we're going to have to take this off and go on free. Okay, and we're going to move it right over there and delete the original. Okay, then we're going to deselect that, and that's there. Okay, let's go and get Mtext again and scale, and we're going to do a 4 perhaps. Okay, let's take this off and put snap on middle, and now let's have a look at our drawing here. We've got scale and name and then sheet. Okay, so we've got scale, we've got name. We don't need this anymore. Let's get rid of that line. Highlight it and delete it. We don't need this one. Okay, highlight it, press the delete key. Okay, we want name. So let's go ahead, Mtext, and let's write name. Okay, and let's take a 2 and let's put that, let's do a free snap. Okay, okay, let's turn the snap on middle back on. Free snap off. Let's bring up Mtext and let's change that to a 4. Okay, and let's put the name in here. Okay, let's get rid of this line. We don't need it. It was just a center line. Delete key. Okay, and now we have sheet. We don't need that line. Let's get rid of that, delete it. Okay, now we have sheet in here. So let's go ahead and bring up our Mtext and let's write, and let's go with a size 2. Say okay to that, and let's put the free snap on, take the middle off. Okay, we're going to have to move that one. I couldn't see it, it disappeared on me. Move, copy, select that, enter on the keyboard, select the point, reference point, and then move it to where you like, and say okay to that, and deselect it. Okay, now that might be a little large here. I don't think we've got room for sheet, so let's go for the properties on that. Okay, let's click on it and let's go with 1.5 there. Say okay to that. Okay, and let's remove that. Let's right click, let's open up move or copy, let's hit that, let's choose the reference point, hit the enter key, select the reference point, move that a little bit, say okay to that, go to select and deselect. Okay, let's bring up Mtext again and let's just turn that into a 4. Say okay. That's not really, should have been a 3, but let's just click on that. Let's go and change the properties. Let's highlight it, and let's turn it to a 3. Okay, and right click, let's go to move it, highlight it, enter, take the reference point, move it, say OK to that. Okay, go to select and deselect. Okay, let's move this one a little bit yet. Okay, let's go to move, let's highlight that one, let's enter on the keyboard, let's pick a reference point, that blue dot's fine. Okay, let's deselect. Okay, there you go. Now let's save that. Okay, so you have a drawing. Now let's auto zoom to get the whole thing in one frame, and there we go. Okay, let's stop there for a break, and we will load this up and show you how to turn it into a block in just the next tutorial. Okay, so we will make it into a block and show you how to work with blocks. Hope you enjoyed that tutorial on building a title block for your drawing. We'll show you how to make it into a template and a block in the next tutorial. Thanks for watching. howtopam.